How to replace a broken brick in an existing wall. You've got a quick before and after here of the process. 3 easy steps. You don't have to be an expert bricklayer for this. You can simply follow this short video. I had this issue in my old house. I've got an extension on the back of the garage and the brick was just falling apart. I was doing the paving and I noticed that this brick was crumbling and there's loads of little beetles and stuff behind the brickwork. So step 1 is basically taking out the old broken brick. Be careful, have a look at where the brick is. Is it lower in the ground? Is there anything above the brick that you need to worry about? So have a quick look at it. If in doubt, consult a builder or someone who could come around and do it for you. This is a DIY job. However, if you don't have the skills and this video doesn't give you what you want, it's probably going to be best you seek professional advice. This is for the keen DIYer who's actually going to be able to watch this video and understand the process. So you'll see I'm simply cleaning out the brick, and that means getting rid of all the old debris. You can locate old bricks. There is difference in brick sizes. So some of the newer bricks, they're slightly smaller, different sizes, thickness. So see if you can locate a brick you're going to replace it with. Luckily, I was able to get a hold of an old brick. I've got quite a few that I'm going to be doing in the garden vintage patio. So I'm going to actually put bricks on the floor, and I kept one of those nice ones behind. You can see it can be quite time consuming because you will need to get rid of the old brick and all its little elements. And you can use a variety of tools. You can use a hammer, you can use a crowbar. I also actually resort to using an electric drill with a masonry bit because the brick is quite hard further into the wall. So what normally happens is if water gets in and over the years it freezes, you can actually use different types of equipment to break the brick open. So you'll see here the brick was not quite fitting in nicely and there were still bits of old cement on the old brick that I'm using. You most likely need to get an old brick in order to replace this. You can use a hammer at the back of it, brush away, get all the area nice and clean. So you're replacing it, you're fitting the brick to see if it fits comfortably and keeping the area nice and clean, because you want to be able to use cement and mix to put it in place, which will be the next step. So this brick was gonna fit, but there was little bits of the brick in the back. So you'll see here I used a drill, cordless drill with a masonry drill bit, which allowed me to simply get rid of those bits and drill them out to make them loose, and then use the hammer to move them out the way. So it doesn't have to be too intensive, but you will need some of the key tools, and I might put links in the description for some of these key tools if you're totally new to this. But most of the keen DIYs will tend to have these tools on hand. So you'll see the brick can fit in and push into the back. You want it to be flush with the existing wall and a nice gap around the edge and the top to be able to put cement in there as well. So I was happy with this. I washed out the area because I wanted to get rid of the dust, and also I didn't want the bricks to suck out all the moisture from the cement mix that I'll be using. So I just put a bit of water over that. So this is basically the preparation stage. Make sure you take your time with the preparation stage. And then step 3 is basically sand and cement. I did a separate video explaining how to mix sand and cement and the ratio and how to do it properly and like a quick hack. So make sure to check out that video. I'll put a link in the cards or in the description. Cement in a bucket. I've got one empty bucket. So right now, if you look at the color of that, that's sand. We want mixed sand. Look at the color of that. That's cement. Now what we're going to do in the empty bucket, we want to mix, we'll mix half and half. So if I go 1 scoop sand, 1 scoop cement, 1 scoop, not kind of full, but 1 scoop sand, 1 scoop cement. You hold the bucket, but for the effort, that's a nicer mix. So now it's more of a grey colour, incorporating the sand. It's not the sand colour. If you go back, you can see that was a sand colour. That was a sand colour. But now look, we're more like that. So we've got a nice mix going. That's the easiest way to mix cement. The more cement you put in there, the stronger it will be. Cement on its own is not very strong, so you need to put sand in there, and that's what gives it its like strength. So you can see how to mix cement. So here I've got a quick ratio of cement and sand, and I'm going to make up a little bit of cement mortar. You can normally get this pre-made, but if you're going to be pre-making this, then you're not much of a DIYer. So I challenge you to see if you can do it yourself and make it like I'm doing here. So mixing the cement is basically making sure it's the correct consistency, making sure the mix of the cement and the sand is coherent. Again, I'm doing a small city house project, so this is part of this. You will find when you're doing jobs around the house, there'll be other things that hold you up. In this case, I was doing the patio. I was cleaning up the patio, the cement and mix for the gaps in this patio where the weeds are growing, and I discovered this brick was broken, so I needed to quickly find a solution, and I just continued my job with the cleaning of the patio and use some of that cement and sand to fix this brick as well. So that's what I mean by you have to be adaptable and be able to see what's going on and be able to hopefully help you. If in doubt, drop a comment. I'm sure the professional builders out there will be commenting of how I'm doing this and the way it should be done. But as a quick temporary fix for me, it was sufficient. It did cover up the hole. It was better than the broken brick that was there. I made a small well in the center of this, and I put in a little bit of water just to give us let the sand and cement suck up the moisture from the water, and slowly it's becoming a more of like a cake mix, batter mix type consistency. And if in doubt or you put too much water in, you can always put a bit more sand or cement. So first I filled out the hole in the bottom where the mortar was broken from, and then I started putting the mix on the bottom and the top. And if you've got a good mix, it should stick to the bricks. Mine was a little bit watery here, you can tell. I should have made it a little bit thicker, but I was a little bit worried because my brick was a very tight fit in there, so I wanted it to be a little bit more watery so I could squidge it and get all of it squeezed out the sides, just so I get a consistent mix, because I already saw there was quite a bit of wildlife in there, like beetles and stuff, so I don't want them getting back in there. So simply use your hands, use your feet, use your elbows, use whatever you need to use to get that brick in there and give it a good old kick in that hole. So we already know that the hole is big enough. I was able to smooth it over and create a nice seal with the cement and waterproof. The damp proof course is a little bit higher than this, which is normally where the water does not pass over from. So overall I wasn't worried about this, and I was able to do a quick fix. I'm hoping if you're in this process, this kind of gives you an idea. If not, if you're not going to do it yourself and get a builder in, you'll know what it involves, how long it should take. If it's a single brick, you're looking at a couple of hours work maximum, really 45 minutes, 30 minutes for a competent builder who knows what he's doing. So it should be like a max 1 hour charge. However, if you're feeling brave, give it a go yourself, and hopefully this helps you. And I'll link you to another video in this series. See how this looks once I do my patio, because this patio leads up to this wall. See you on the next video on this series.